All right. Hi, viewers. Sorry, we're just doing some housekeeping here, letting all the groups know that we are live. Should give this 2 more minutes and let the viewers build. We can't even play music because YouTube would rip it down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. So we're just kind of like, clicking away. All right. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this call started. Thank you so much, DFG, for tuning in to our Tuesday calls. I think that they are just the life and blood that we need to stay together as a team and just take some nuggets from people that have lots to share. They've been around. For one, Amanda Montgomery, our call host today, she came in the first wave of my coaches. I started in 2011, but I didn't really start building until 2012, and she signed in 2012. So this girl has been around for a minute. She has seen business change. She has been up. She has been down, like we all will in business. And she's just going to be here today sharing with us some things that she has learned over the course of her business. And I am so excited to have our star diamond, Amanda Montgomery, lead the call. Thank you so much, girl, for being here. I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. I've never done this kind of live broadcast before, so deal with me. So I'm going to start out just kind of telling you about me and who I am, and what I went through to get going in this business and what I've gone through in this business, because I think my trials and tribulations kind of may have a place on your heart because it's probably going to be relatable. So I am currently, I'm a three-star diamond, team leader, 6-figure earner. We're a full-time family, which means that I have retired my husband, Adam. We have 3 kids. Other things about me that are really important and have always played into my business is I'm diagnosed with depression. And it's real hard to keep going when you have that kind of thing going on. And then they also say I have PTSD from some abuse as a child. So all these things have just always kind of fit into who I am as a person. To want to quit, to not want to push forward, to not feel good enough to do this business. What sets me apart from anybody else? I have all these things that I struggle with all the time, and I don't like I'm qualified for the calling of leading a team and having any sort of rank, better yet, all the blessings that I've had. So in the beginning, I had all these things that compounded against me that made me quit. Adam did not believe in this business whatsoever. He was like, my mom did stuff like this, and this is silly, and da-da-da. Soon after I started coaching, I found out I was pregnant. I was nannying other people's kids all day, so extremely busy doing that. And then I also worked in a restaurant at night, which I didn't even tell people about because I wanted them to feel that I was being successful in my business, and that's how I was getting ahead in life on the side. And so that kept me really busy in the beginning. I mean, every single day was a 13-hour day, and it was like I had to fit coaching in there somewhere. And it was either somewhere or quit and keep up with that 13-hour day for the rest of your life. Try to be a parent of now 3 kids. So that wasn't going to happen. And that's what kept me driving in the business. I told myself, you have to do it. You don't have a choice. And, you know, not everybody is going to be in that position where they don't feel like they have a choice. You may have a lot going for you. Feel that you could have more. There's much to be given for freedom when you're a parent. And even before you're a parent, I know some people don't have children yet, but trust me, when you do have children, you'll be really happy that you grew this business so you can be home with them. So I had a lot of passion for what coaching was and what it had to offer. And most importantly, what I could do for people on my team. I knew I always had the drive to make family, whether it be with coaching or not. But I also knew that I had something to give to other people when I was coaching, where I didn't have that in the restaurant. You know, serving people food isn't exactly going to change their life. So I knew that that was going to be my driving passion behind what I was going to do as a coach. And I was going to really put my focus on those people. So I had to get out of my own head in order to do that. Things that I do is some exercises make me mentally strong. And I just kind of wanted to share these with you because I know I run in every day in my downline with a lot of doubt from people, things that they just don't believe in themselves about. And I want to like come to them and say, no, you definitely can do this. Anybody can do this. We've all been given trials in life, and they're here to make us grow, to make us better at everything that we do. You just have to embrace it and weather your storm. So for me, how I try to stay mentally strong for the people around me, I don't want to, I don't fear being alone in my own thoughts that are negative, and I have to think through them, and I have to remember why I'm here, why I'm doing this, and how I can overcome that thought process that I'm going through at that period of time. I have to remember last time this came up, you reminded yourself that you can do that, and it helped me overcome the obstacle that I was having in my own mind. The other thing is, don't dwell on your past. Like I said before, we all have a past. We all have something that's brought us down, that's set us back, that hurts us. But if you focus on that, you're never going to move forward. You have to get over it, and you have to push forward and let that empower you. That again, because I've made this change. Remind yourself of it all the time. Stop feeling like the world owes you something. You are the only person that's going to change everything in your life. So if you expect or Beachbody or whoever to do all of this stuff for you that coaching entails, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be mad at everybody because they didn't do it for you, and they're not gonna. So don't expect immediate results. You're not going to wake up one day and look in your back office and see that you made $6,000 million last week. Work toward goals. You're going to have to set them, and you're going to have to implement them. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to push through in your business, is to know that you're working towards something right away. Do not worry about pleasing everybody. Nobody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna like this business. Not everybody's gonna like your workout selfie. And you know what? I don't care. You can't sit there and worry about who feels what way about you, because those people ultimately aren't gonna pay your bills. And they're not gonna build your team. So don't worry about them, because you have a place here, and that place is more important than someone's opinion of you. Don't waste your time feeling sorry for yourself. So lots of times we have a setback, and we let it overcome us and just sulk in it and stay in it forever. Feel sorry for yourself all the time. You're not going to be able to get yourself out of that mindset. And you're always going to be those things. Like I said, get those thoughts out of your head. Stop thinking that you are your circumstance. Don't waste energy on things you can't control. You are going to do everything that you can to build this business, right? Like your heart is in it, you're ready to go, you're gearing. With people in your downline, you can only motivate them. So when you start to feel like you're controlling them, they're going to go away from you. They don't want to do things necessarily for you in the long run. They want to do these things for themselves. So that's where you come in as a motivator and a leader of them and show them that they have the power to empower other people, and they're going to be able to do that. But you can't tell them, well, go show your team how to do this. You really have to go and work within their heart. Influence your emotions. You're going to hear a million excuses. And if you let those excuses into your head and you're not doing and refilling your own cup, you're going to find yourself feeling those excuses in your own head too. You're going to be like, I don't have any time. I have all these messages from my team to answer, or I just keep getting denied. And those emotions are going to become you, and you just need to push them aside. And like I said, that's done with PD. You have to refill yourself in order to help anybody, and that's what we're here for. So don't resent the success of others. There's going to be a lot more people more successful than you in this business. And when you look around and you look at people like in the top 10 and they're going to Bora Bora, and you're so jealous, and why does Melanie Mitro get 200 million coaches a year? But let me tell you, I'm not mad at her. Like, go girl. And that's how you have to feel. You can't be upset, because when you put that attention on those feelings, you're just belittling yourself and what you can do, because you have a place here and you are empowering someone, and all it takes is that one person for you to really life. And that's like so important. You can change one life, you made enough of an impact. Let's see, sorry, I keep looking at my notes. Away from your responsibility. Oh, this is so fun one. Every day when people come to me and they say they're struggling, and I ask them, hey, did you invite today? Well, I just didn't feel like it. Everybody keeps telling me no. Yeah. In this whole month, behaviors, take that responsibility and own it. And if you maybe not get the results immediately, you still know that you did those key things that you had to do to be successful. Don't give up after your first failure. You might have become Emerald and then Shakeology, and you're real upset and you feel like you're just getting every door slammed in your face. That happens to all of us. For my first 8 months in the business, I think I had a steady 3 coaches. And then all of a sudden one day, every single seed that I had ever planted was like ready to sprout. And I went in 2 weeks from being like an Emerald coach to being a Star Diamond that I had put into place had finally worked out. And that's because I didn't give up in that 8 months, where I was lucky if I was even going to make a paycheck that week. Last but not least, don't fear taking a calculated risk. There's so many stories about calculated risks that I could tell you that I've taken to grow my business. But as long as you're being smart about it, you need to be investing in your own back into your business and taking care of it. And it's okay to say to your friends, a calculated risk to me is barbecues, kids' birthday parties, whatever else I may have missed along the line, to build my business, because now I can do that stuff anytime I want. Of this business is, it's worth the calculated risk of living free will, so you can live your life like nobody can. While my friends go to work, I can go do anything I want to do, and that's an awesome way to live. Worth it, trust me. So make a list of things that motivate you, things that are important to you, and those are going to be a huge part of your why. So I'm talking your kids, your dogs, your husband, no particular order there, your downline. So many people and things rely on you, and whether they're showing it or not, they want to see you grow. They maybe just don't understand where you're coming from right now, and that's okay. You just got to show them, and that makes a huge difference. So for me, through this whole thing of dealing with a lot of depression and a lot of setbacks in my business, the goal has always been, my vision has always been my team and my customers. They push me forward every day. I want for them that I have and so much more. I don't want to stop myself because I want to fulfill their dreams. When I signed them up as a coach and they told me in their Get Started Right call the things that they wanted to do with this business, those things, because those things are on my heart constantly, and that is what I want for them. It's not all on me, but I need to motivate, like I said, and empower them to do that. So that's where I keep my heart. And that's what I wanted to make this call about. Like, where's your heart in this business? If you are wrapped up in how much money you're going to make next week, the Success Club points you're going to make, or if you're going to, finally beat Melanie Mitro, you aren't in the right place. Your heart needs to be with who you're going to help. And I just look back and I remember how unhappy, unhealthy, how broke I was mentally, physically, financially. And I think every single life I touch in the same exact way that I felt, and I have the power to bring them out of that. I can help them every day and do it. Whether they tell me no 6,000 times or not, I know I have the power to do it. So even in my journey, as I lost my own why have always kept me going. So that's what, real quick, sorry, I'm a quick talker. And Lindsay's eating lunch. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was swishing the shake out of my mouth. All right, well, obviously you had some really great points that we all go through. Some of the ones that I wrote down was not worrying about pleasing everyone. Obviously, that is something that holds us back in so many ways, just like the thoughts of not only what is so-and-so going to think of me, but if I do this, is that going to be okay here, or is it going to be okay there? We really just have to put our head down and just decide, like, what is it that we are doing for us and for our family? And just like you said, like, what is your heart in this business? I love that question. I wrote that down. I think that is so important that we come back to that as often as we can, because we so often go, astray, or our mission gets blurred. And that's, it's nice to have these gut checks and these benchmarkers to go back to, like, am I still working towards my goals and why I decided to do this business in the first place? Some really good stuff. I love the list of what motivates you. I'm still getting the chocolate off my mouth. I was drinking my shake. I just did this yesterday, actually. Just kind of writing down those crazy cool goals that are balanced and wrapped around so many different topics in our life. Our fitness, our business, our family, financial, our lifestyle. I think just writing down balanced life area topics and pulling from those and writing down, like, what is it that I'm working for? No doubt this business takes work, and it's weird work because you're like helping other people and you're focusing on why for yourself, but why for them. And there's just like all these different aspects. But I think that just having like that broad vision of why you're working this business, what's going to get you up out of bed in the morning, what's going to have you return messages instead of taking naps, I think that is so important to have like that written down and in front of you so you can go, okay, this was a really hard day, but why do I continue? Okay, because I want that house and I want that car and I want to bring my husband home, and what are some of the other goals? You know, fill in the blank. I want to go on that trip to Disney. I want to take my family on the cruise, right? I want to be a successful person in Beachbody. I want to advance that rank. I want to make X amount of dollars. Those are the things that keep you going. Like Amanda said, you're going to have ups in this business. You're going to have downs. You're going to question what you're doing. You're going to question what others are doing. But in the end, this is about why are you here? What's going to keep you going? Are your goals centered only around you, or are you including other people in them? And these are all super important parts of what we do, because building a business ain't easy. No business. But it's worth it as long as you keep your heart in check and don't drive yourself into the ground. Then you're going to be flourishing and happy that you did. Amanda, you got anything to add, girl? Back on the spot, sorry.
It's okay. I think reorganizing your why. When I started, my why was to make $200 so I didn't have to nanny during the day anymore. And then it was like, well, now I got to retire from the restaurant too. So, you know, I had to figure out how I was going to be done working in a restaurant before I was pregnant. And, you know, it just, every little benchmark in my life added a little value to why I do it. And that's your why. And it's going to change. I'm no longer looking for $200. That's okay. I'm looking for this or that. So, you know, my last goal was to retire my husband. And now I'm like, well, I got to find my next why. But I think it's important, and everybody should evolve it forever.
That is such a good point, because, you know, I just shared yesterday that I found myself without a big driving force as well. So we have to keep a bigger, more important goal in front of us at all times, or else we're like just kind of sitting there like, well, I'm not driven or motivated anymore. Why would I work? You know, why would I continue to do things that are uncomfortable and sometimes inconvenient? When I was able to find something more that I was working towards, is like, okay, that's when your boots are back on the ground and you pull your pants up and you're diving back in. Right. I've had people join as coaches so they can get their nails done each month. And it's like, okay, well, now you got your nails done. What next, right? And if there's not a what next, then there's probably not going to be too much more work put in. So we got to, you know, really keep focused on that next big thing. And you know, you may be able to relate to this as well. When you start reaching all of these goals in your own business, and, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I did that. That's when we have to start looking outwardly. What can we do for the human race? What can we do for the community? If sometimes what we want for ourselves isn't going to be enough, it's like, what can I do for those people that can't do anything for themselves? And then that has been a super big driver for me and my family. All right. Well, cool. Do it. We did it. All right, girl. Thank you so much for sharing. I know that it's uncomfortable sometimes to, you know, get on here and share your heart, but you did fantastic, and I appreciate it. And thanks everyone for tuning in. This recording will be available at the same link that you used to get here. Thanks, girl. I hope you have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.